I was a classmate with Jim Bender in high school, Xavier High School, Concord, Mass., a good Jesuit high school. Jim was a baseball player and a soccer player, and he was always a stand-up guy, leader all the way.
I remember my very first impressions being, this is one competent guy. I saw him as extremely insightful. He understood strategic issues. He could get to the heart of a matter, even if it was a subject he knew nothing about. He had the ability to rapidly assimilate it and be able to internalize it.
One of the characteristics I always admired about Jim was his optimism. Jim was a can-do kind of person and always thought you could do the impossible.
High integrity, high drive kind of individual, and someone I think that is probably going to be a breath of fresh air in Washington. So
they're just really down to earth. I mean, they're normal. I mean, they love their girls. They treat them like gold. I mean, it's a solid family, you can tell.
If I had to pick a word to describe Jim, I would use the word genuine. There is no pretense. He's just a real person.
What I can say about Jim is he's a person of integrity. I think he has great values. He's a common person that identifies well with the everyday person, and I think he's got a good heart, and I think he's well grounded.
I know Jim to be a truly ethical and moral individual. I think he'd be a great senator. I like the way Jim thinks. He is frugal, hardworking, and he truly cares about people.
He's a great motivator. He's very persuasive, but he has a high degree of integrity. And I think those are the kinds of things that we would look for in a Senate candidate.
Jim's a very practical, creative guy, and very easy to work with. And he's always looking for a solution that satisfies the needs of both people. I've really enjoyed my time working with Jim. Very honorable man.
I always admired the way that he took on challenges and handled them with no apparent stress. Whether he had it or not, I don't know. But he didn't show it, he didn't act it. Always a perfect gentleman to Sue and to his daughters.
Jim is definitely destined for greatness. There are people you meet in your life that are, you know they're going to go places, you know they're going to do things, they're energetic, charismatic, intelligent, and they seem to have their thumb on the pulse of what the American people are looking for.
Jim is the kind of guy who thinks about what a problem is and why it came to be and what the solutions are, and just comes up with something that'll be good for the state and good for the country, both of which he cares about.
One of the things I admire about Jim is that he goes out of his way to get to know people of all walks of life. I think that he's caring, he's considerate, and the kind of individual that I think would be a great U.S. Senator.
Jim is someone who continually amazes me with his enthusiasm and his energy, his ability to get the best from the people he works with.
I think that he definitely has the skills that we need in the management style that we need for this state. I can see Jim going out and talking to individuals no matter what part of the state or what concerns they have, and he'll really listen to them and carry those messages back to the Senate.
And I think while he has a core set of values, he's willing to listen and hear other ideas, and again, something I've always sort of admired and respected in Jim.
I believe Jim Bender is a man of high morals and convictions. I believe Jim's fiscal conservative will be good for the people of New Hampshire. Jim knows what it takes to create jobs.
I can't help but think how badly the Senate and the taxpayers of New Hampshire need leaders like Jim to get us out of our current mess and to bring some sanity back to government. And I have no doubt that Jim will not only bring the voice of reason, but be able to persuade his future colleagues to join him in that mission.
He knows not just how to make decisions, which he does, of course, but also the importance of consensus and being able to persuade people to come around to a point of view.
He has a lot of positive energy and a very steady demeanor. I think a man of integrity like Jim, who will vote what he believes in, will be the right kind of person to have in Washington.
I think he'd be very good
in terms of his leadership, in terms of his trustworthiness, and his overall ability to get things done.
If there's one thing you could say about Jim Bender is he could take things across the goal line. So if you like what he has to say, he will get you across the goal line. He will go and accomplish those goals.
And I think it'll be Jim's leadership skills and his business common sense that will really provide the people of New Hampshire with the greatest benefit.
I really appreciate his fiscal conservatism. He's really not one to spend money you don't have.
It comes down to trust, and it comes down to trust in the individual. And this is where I think that Jim will be a wonderful candidate for the U.S. Senate, and certainly somebody that you should be listening to.
When I heard he was running for Senate, I was very, very happy to hear that, because he's not a career politician. He's not in it as a business. He's there to serve the United States, really.
So I think he brings a real good foundation of strong family values coupled with unbelievable business sense that would make him an excellent senator and represent the state of New Hampshire.
He's a very loyal executive to his employees. I think it's going to serve him well, in his political career. Absolutely, because he'll be loyal to his constituents.
Susan is so elegant and lovely. Jim is a great guy, lots of fun, very charismatic. I think he would make a great senator.
When Jim says something, he does it. He gets things done.
It all starts with the heart. It all starts with the drive. And it all starts with some intelligence as well. And he's got all three.
I think of Jim Bender, I think of an independent thinker, a guy who does what he believes is right, a fellow who's practical and not shy about rolling up his sleeves and chipping in on something he thinks needs to get done.
Over the 40 years that I've known him, I have recognized that this guy has tremendous character. He's very smart, great business leader.
He's very straightforward, he's honest, he tells it like it is, he's loyal to his friends.
For as long as we've known him, he's always been genuine and true to his word on anything that he says.
And let me tell you, he's a guy who's very positive outlook on life. He's not afraid to take on big challenges, and he's very successful at accomplishing his goals.
And I'm sure that he'll do a fine job in the Senate. He's got a good concept of what works and what doesn't work.
I think the world of Jim. He's a good family man, certainly a fiscal conservative.
Jim really fought hard for the people of Lodgecraft, made sure they were taken care of, made sure they had jobs, was honest with them, and that's why I know that if he was elected senator, he would work hard for the people of New Hampshire.
What grabbed me was his character, his ability to see through issues and translate those to different constituencies.
I worked for him. He was a wonderful boss.
Jim's a fiscal conservative who knows how to manage budgets as well as create jobs. Jim would make a terrific senator for New Hampshire.
He is truly an upright, honorable man. He says what he thinks. He is straight. He has great beliefs.
He obviously has a great business background. He understands debt, which is the word of the day. He understands what's a dangerous thing to do with basic finances. I think there's just kind of a common sense wisdom.
Jim is a very successful, hardworking individual.
He has the integrity and also the knowledge to be a very good representative.
Jim's a real down-to-earth person.
Jim is passionate about the cost or about the federal budget or getting the federal budget under control.
I think we need someone with the experience, determination, and knowledge that Jim possesses to be able to get into government and get things back on the right track.
He will serve you people of New Hampshire very effectively, very honestly, and with every bit of vim and vigor that is inside of him.